If you are an LLC owner and you use any third-party payment apps like Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, or any other third-party payment apps, I want to make sure that you understand the IRS $600 surveillance program. This is so important because as I am seeing business owners preparing their income taxes, I can tell you that many of you are not understanding the IRS $600 surveillance program. And a lot of you are out there doing things that are going to unfortunately get you audited or get you in receipt of a nasty gram from IRS. So I want to make certain that I break down these rules for you and teach you how to do it properly so that you can keep yourself out of a tax slinky. The very first thing that you need to understand is that any time that you are receiving any money through a third-party payment app, these companies have an obligation to report the receipt of the money you have received directly to IRS. So what does that mean for you, my LLC business owners? What that really means is that you have to get your compliance house in order. The very first thing that you need to do is make certain that you are reporting your income properly under your LLC. And when I say properly, what I really mean by that is making sure that if you have an LLC, you are using the EIN number on your LLC. If you don't have an EIN number, you need to go and fill out an SS4 application and get an EIN number from the IRS so that your entity has its own tax identification number. If you are receiving your income under your Social Security number, yet you're reporting it on your tax return under your EIN number, you know what's going to happen? Those third-party payment applications, they are sending information to IRS under your Social Security number. You are now filing a tax return with that income showing up on your business return, your LLC return. There is going to be a mismatch because IRS has information under your Social Security number and you are reporting it on your business tax return. Therefore, it is not matching. It's not going together, no matter how we're trying to do it. And that also means that you are probably going to wind up with a CP 2000 notice. And a CP 2000 notice is a notice where IRS says to you, hey, taxpayer, the information on your tax return does not match up to what is in our system. And we want to know why. I do not want you to get yourself into a tax slinky or to flag yourself for an automatic audit when that is 100% unnecessary. So it's so important that you go back to those third-party payment apps that you are using and make certain that you properly open them up under the name of your business. That does not mean that you should not use those third-party payments apps because you should certainly get your money by any means necessary. Well, not any means necessary, like don't choke anybody or do anything like that, right? But you should definitely use whatever app you can to get your money, but do it the proper way so that IRS does not automatically flag your return for an audit. The second thing that I want you to understand is if you are transacting money on these apps and you are transacting money in an amount greater than $600, IRS is making the assumption that you are in business. That's right. They are assuming that you are transacting business. You may say to yourself, well, Carla, I am just receiving money from parents from Little League, or I'm just a volunteer treasurer over here doing XYZ for my child's school. I understand, but IRS is not going to understand. So here's the thing. You got to make certain that you keep impeccable records. And the reason why you want to do that is because there's a little law out there that says any income you receive from any source derived is considered taxable income. So you have to make certain that you are doing business the proper way. If you are doing volunteer services, then you need to be utilizing their account and not your social security number. You need to be using the EIN number of the organization and not taking money in under your social security number, because you're gonna flag an audit. The third thing I want you to know, when you are in business as an LLC business owner and you are receiving this income in, you also got to make sure that you are properly tracking your expenses. Just because you send your vendor $600 via Zelle, just because you send your vendor $500 via Cash App, does not make it a legitimate expense. In order to take a tax deduction for any type of expense, you need to have 3 things in place. The very first thing that you need to have in place is the method of payment. Well, we know the method of payment is via the third-party payment app, but you also need to have an invoice associated with that payment that states why you were transacting that business. Just that payment going across those third-party payment apps is not enough for IRS, because they require documentation as to what is the business reason for that particular transaction. I want you guys to understand that there are 2 very important code sections that you guys really need to lock in. One is code section 61, income from any source derived. If you're receiving income, you need to report it. If you're getting more than $600, you are considered to be in business. And if you are in business, you are entitled to take your business deductions under code section 162. So many of my LLC business owners are running foul of the law. They're going to get penalized heavy, and the letters are already coming in. IRS is already saying that individual business owners are receiving money via these applications, and they are not reporting it to the IRS. They have put out a warning, and they are letting taxpayers know, get it together, our Uncle Sam is gonna come knocking. So I want to make sure that you understand the 3 things that you need to make sure you do as an LLC business owner. Number 1, I need you to have an EIN number under the name of your business. And I want you to make sure that you do number 2. Make sure all your third-party payment apps are reporting your information under your EIN number. Number 3, I want you to report all your income. If people are paying you via these third-party payment apps, even if they paid you $400 on one, $200 on another, $400 on another, in the aggregate, you are over $600. And in the aggregate, IRS says all income must be reported from any source derived. And if you are reporting that business income, then you need to take your business expenses. Make sure that you get receipts from your vendors, require them to send you invoices, and keep track of it. Get yourself on some type of accounting program so that you can make certain that you are not going to get yourself in a slinky with the IRS. And if the IRS knocks on your door for an audit, I want you to be prepared. And you will be prepared when you have the right documentation in place, when you are doing the right thing, when you're reporting all of your income under the proper EIN number. And I know that this stuff can be extremely complicated. That's why I will invite you to please have a consultation with my team who can go over this information with you, explain it to you to make sure that you are doing the right thing. If you enjoyed this video, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you on my next video.